Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, the one and only Honcho J23, and you are now tuned in to the latest, hottest, most episodic show on all social media platforms. That is Independent Sing the Podcast. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for joining me on today. We're gonna have a really dope show, really dope guest in the building. I can't wait to chop it up with him. He's a dope artist out here in NC doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Putting that foundation work in. So I want to take this opportunity to welcome him to the platform, welcome him to the building. And with that being said, he's already in the building. So ladies and gentlemen, please one time give it up for my guest at this time right here in Independent Sing the Podcast in the hot seat, the one and only, the homie, Highly Gifted. Let's get it. What up, Too Real? I see you, my boy. What's going on, Les Luther? What up? What up? What up, my peoples? What up, my good peoples? What's going on, my boy?
It was good, gang. Cool.
Coolin', man. What's good with you, my boy?
You already know, bro. Chasing this bad. Chilling on this nice Sunday afternoon.
Most definitely, most definitely. I definitely feel that. Definitely, I feel that, man. First of all, I want to welcome you to the platform, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's nice to be here, man. It's nice to be here.
Most definitely, most definitely. Well, first of all, as I start off every single podcast, man, introduce yourself to the people, and let's jump into it.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Highly Gifted, straight out of the 919. Always and best, always and most definitely from the 300. You already know what it is. Raleigh's
Yeah.
most finest. Highly
Yes.
Gifted, bitch. You already know what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate that. You know what I'm saying, for the intro. So first things first, man. Music, man. Talk to us about it, man. How did you get into it? Where did it start? What made you want to get into it? Talk to us about it.
Well, really, I started writing. Like I've been writing since the third grade. Like, I lost one of my closest friends,
Okay,
and
sorry to hear that.
pretty much it all came from poetry. Like I used to follow like Langston Hughes. That's really all I fucked with Langston Hughes. Like my dad, whenever he came home from work, he was always bringing me some of his shit. So started there. I used to put all my feelings on paper because I didn't have nobody I could really run to. My mom, she worked 3 jobs, so I couldn't really talk to her. And then my older brother, he swears I couldn't talk to him. My sister, they was too young to understand. So I really just wrote on the paper, and it was about, I say my freshman year in high school, I was at Enlow, and one of my classes, he pretty much was touring us around the class, and he had a studio, and it really started there. One of my homeboys, Eric, he was like one of the first people to actually get me into a studio, and then from there, we pretty much formed this group. B&E was like, it was me, him, and my homeboy Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
So really, my like music, it started in my high school, but I've been writing ever since I was legit.
Okay. Okay, I feel that. I feel that. So let me ask you this, man. When it comes to your music, what makes your music so unique, so different, so, you
Mm,
know, outside the box, if you will?
I got a lot of people that motivate me. I got a lot of inspirations. I got a lot of people that I listen to. Like, it's a song I'm working on now. I don't know if you've seen it. It's this little joint that my shorty showed me on Hulu called United States versus Billie Holiday. And
Okay.
it's a song in it that she got called Strange Fruit. She pretty much was talking about people dying and the whole show, whatever the little movie that was going on. Pretty much throughout it, all she was basically talking about was the feds was pretty much trying to kick her and stop her music and like just watching her and shit. And I like to listen to I like the sound different. I don't really like the sound the same, I guess. Yeah, like I don't stick to one flow.
Okay.
I don't do that. And then with as far as my beats, they gotta have like a melody. I'm real big on melodies. I love melodies.
Okay. So with that being said, you mentioned, influences that you look up to. Talk us a little bit. Who are some of those influences that that you grew up listening to and watching and, that inspired you?
Uh, as far as around like myself, um, I listen to Hobson, Tech Nine. Like you listen to my music and you wouldn't like think that I listen to them people, but I listen to like Hobson, Tech Nine, Chris Brown, T Pain, goddamn Plies, yeah, fucking Lil Scrappy, Waka Flocka, um, who else? Goddamn Huey, uh, and then far as oldies, I ain't really listen to a lot of oldies. Like I listen to like 50 Cent, Nas, Jadakiss, but I ain't listen to a lot of Pac and Biggie. Like I couldn't really like a lot of people they bring up Pac and Biggie in just about every. I wouldn't really bring up Pac and Biggie because I ain't listen to them like as far as they hustle, like I fuck with, but as far as they music, couldn't really pick up on it too much. Like I got a few songs by Pop that I listen to just cause I done heard it in movies, and like it stuck with me just like the movie or watching the Biggie Smalls movie. Like I had a few joints, but as far as like, oh, I'm a diehard fan, like nah, not really. But
Okay, got that. Okay. So let me ask you this. So, and out of all those influences that you named, ha- what has been the message behind your music? Like when you go into creating a song and you put a song together and you put it out, what is the message that you're wanting the people to gain from that particular song that you're putting out?
just how I'm feeling at this time. Like I got a song that I dropped called Rari, where I was basically talking about like when I do get it, like get big in the game and I like start seeing like a bunch of money, like it's gonna be nice to be able to afford this shit. Like, yeah, this what I want. But do I got it? Nah. I don't got it raw. I ain't gonna lie and say I got it, but this what I want. So like in Rari, I pretty much was just speaking on shit I wanted, like that I done seen that, like, oh yeah, this nice, like, I want that. And then I got songs where I spoke on what I seen when I was out on the streets type shit. Cause I left, like I ran away from home, grew up on my own type shit, started doing my own thing. So I spoke on that, like the bittersweet side of the street, like shit that a lot of people that stay on the porch don't see. Um, yeah, really. So it's based off of like what I'm seeing, what I'm viewing, pretty much like my point of view on life.
Okay, okay. So real quick, also you just mentioned, some to the lines of your, where you how you came up. Talk us a little bit about that. Like, how did you come up? Like, what was it like growing up as a kid
Uh,
and then coming into your
uh
own? Like, what was that like?
all right, so I did grow up under like I had both of my parents in my life at one point where it was like all my siblings and my mom and dad we were all under one roof. And as me and my brother started to grow up, we started pretty much catching on to shit and seeing shit like for what it really was. Um, my mom and dad they sort of separated when I was like 12. When they split up on my birthday to be exact. And so when they split up, my dad, well, not even my dad, but my older brother, he left too. And when he left, it kind of fucked me up because it was just me in the house full of all girls. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have a nigga to really look up to. So I started following on my friend, my homeboy, Bang Out. I started following on him. He was more so like a male role model because he older than me. But I can honestly say he wasn't a good influence because like we did a lot of street shit together. But that's all I had at the time. My dad, he was getting his own like shit together, but he checked in from time to time. My mom, she was always working, so she didn't really have a chance or like the opportunity to be there as far as like behavior wise. Cause I was bad as a kid. I ain't gonna cap. I got into everything, stealing bikes, finessing from the stove, like
Thanks. I feel.
anything really, bro. Um, so I pretty much I like around 13. I say 13. I started getting my shit in order because I seen my mom cry. Like I seen her cry like real bad for the first time ever. And it was just cause she was lonely or she felt like she couldn't do nothing, felt like she won't gonna get nowhere. So I pretty much started getting my shit early. But I grew up like I didn't have it too hard up until my dad and my mom separated. Cause I started seeing the streets for real. Like my mom, me, we started butting heads more. Cause like I always want to know why my dad left, like the real reason why my dad left. But I never got that answer. Still didn't get that to this day. But I show resentment to her because of that. So I started doing my own thing, like real heavy. Was trapping. Started gangbanging. I started gangbanging at 14, and still do like to this day. Um, I I say when I was 16, I ended up moving back in with my grandparents.
Okay.
Moved in with my grandparents, stayed there, graduated high school. I graduated, I tried to go to college, but too much shit was going on with me for me to focus, so I just finished up my year and went back home. When I went home, me and my granddad, we started getting into it, so I ran away, moved into the micro tail on New Bern. Moved in there, started chopping out the micro. Like I was chopping everything I get my hands on, I was selling it, just so I could pretty much stay up a roof for that. Met up with some homeboys that I used to kick with in high school, thinking that they was gonna be the same people or whatever. Them niggas turned out to be fool. Found a bitch or whatever, had her laid up in the telly with me and all of that other shit while I'm making whatever I gotta do. Then my sister passed. I ended up having my daughter like a week later. So me and my
Mm-hmm.
baby moms, we ended up reconnecting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got back together and been straight since. And really I just been moving this out, staying out the way and running it up.
Okay.
So
Wow.
so I guess you could say I started out in the suburbs type shit and ended up in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I said, I was raised well. Like I knew right from wrong, but it's like you pretty much you get tired of getting fed with the spoon. You wanna learn yourself, and you get tired of having to follow somebody else's rules type shit. Or
Okay.
just really with me it was pain. I ran away from pain.
I can understand that, and and a lot of times, we as people, man, we do have a tendency at times to do that because we just don't want to feel the pain anymore. But one thing that I know to be so is that when you got a good, what I'm saying, a good support system behind you and backing you up, you don't have to really too much worry about too much because you're doing what you got to do. You know what I'm saying, to keep moving, but at the same time, you get people that's pushing you and looking up to you, saying for that push for them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most definitely. All right, well, I definitely feel you on that, and I appreciate you for speaking on that. All right, so getting back into the music scene, man. Like whenever you step into any location, any venue to perform of any nature, any stature, man. Like, what is your process like up here mentally before you go in there and just sign, seal, cut, and deliver, as they say.
Well, I'll be honest. Like when we pulling up to any venue, any spot, I like to look in the parking lot first of all while I'm pulling up, like see how many cars out, so I know what aspect, what kind of energy I need to bring or whatever. Then when I'm like pretty much walking out, I start getting my head on straight. Like, all right, we coming to get this bag, about to put on the show, about to have fun tonight type joint. Don't pretty much come looking for trouble, but if trouble come approaching, don't run. So I just be coming to look for a bag and to have fun, really,
Okay,
and to
okay.
leave with my
So
friends and I can.
people Facts. All right, so let me ask you this: so people who are just now, getting to know who you are when it comes to your music, and finally just coming to a show for the first time to see you perform. You mentioned having a good time, but for them, what can they be expecting? For anybody that's the first time to you in their eyes, like what can they be expecting?
Expect this show. Expect money to be thrown. 'Cause I throw bread at every show. Like that's my way of having fun. Like, cause a lot of the venues that I've been to have like female dancers, or they
Mm-hmm.
have like entertainers outside of what I do. So I pretty much get them into my shows, like get them and it like pretty much just like a collaboration joint type joint. Like I'm performing, they performing at the same time. Like so I just pretty much I like to have the fans involved. Like I'll do a song. I always open my song like I open my show with Rari. And so I pretty much had the fans repeat what I say back to me right before the song kick off. Then when the song kicking off or whatever, they start singing the song with me. So I'll cut the beat and just have them singing the song. Like so it's like y'all giving me energy, I'm giving y'all energy back. Now we in sync. And the people who didn't know me then, now y'all know me now. And
Okay.
then we just keep it going. So it's like I let them know from the jump, like y'all rocking with me, I'm rocking with y'all,
Okay.
basically.
All right, so so now that heads into my next question. I was just getting ready to ask, like, you come across that one is listening to your music and they're reciting every single word back to you, like as an artist, to know that you made that song, to know that you created, know that you put the words and the motivation behind it,
My
and you hear
page.
people singing it. Like, how does that make you feel?
Man, I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't met a fan yet that's done that, but when I find that fan, come to my show and do that, I'm probably gonna start that whole song over and bring them on stage and let them perform it with me. Cause to know that I got people out here that's rocking with my joint that tough, where they come to my shows and they recite the whole song to me or with me, definitely you gotta come and share that moment with me on stage. You feel me? Cause like I ain't do it by myself. I ain't create this base of fan by myself. You feel me? Like y'all helped me get this far. So
That
why
part.
not
Yeah.
enjoy it with me?
Okay. Okay. So my next question, man. When it comes to, you know, recording in the studio and being in a place where that's where you get all of your momentum and your mojo from. Like, how often and how long are you usually in studio?
Um, like on an average, on a good day, like on a day where emotions is running high, I'm in the studio all day. Like I've been in the studio for literally 24 hours and like put out some real magic. Like now, there has been days where I just want to bullshit around, make something just to listen to, about 5 hours. So about between 5 and 10 on like a regular day. But I'm really trying to work all day. Like I gotta free my whole schedule and stay in the studio that entire day. Cause if not, I ain't gonna get it done, and it's gonna bother me.
Okay. Now, now speaking on that, there's this thing that artists come across at times called writer's block. Have you ever caught writer's block?
Yeah, yeah, it's tough too. It can last a day, it can last a month, it can last. It really, and believe it or not, writer's block can ruin a lot of people's careers because it's like you can get stuck, and that being stuck can drive you in a funk, and you not hot anymore. It can drive you in a funk where you don't get out of that funk, and if you don't get out of that funk, then you sick. But I found like a lot of ways to get out of my writer's block because I found myself getting into it, but it's always a way around it.
Okay, okay, I feel that. So my next question, man. We've been having a lot of versus battles. A lot of iconic stars have come on versus and really have completely signed, sealed, and delivered. But what I want to know from you, like, what's been your favorite battle, and who do you see next stepping into the ring 1-on-1?
Uh, I want to see. I want to see people from the Carolinas go at it, like because you got everybody who's already done made it. That's rap battling now. Like you had to, and really, I respected the Jeezy and Akon, Jeezy and Gucci Man joint, but up until like the end, cause it's like y'all came in there talking like, oh, we're gonna do this from the streets, we're gonna keep it street, we're gonna keep it hood, such and such. But then you ended it on some peace bond, which is all okay. Like I'm all down for people like dropping their beef or stuff, but you're not gonna drop no beef after you just diss my dad, man. It's like, nah, it's fuck you. You might get shot right after you. Like, no disrespect, but come on now. It's levels to this, you feel me?
Right, right. All right, now let me ask you this. So, you know how we have artists out here that pretty much they go back and they repeat what they hear somebody else. But I want to know from you as an artist, why do we have so much of that? Why do we have so many artists out here basically copying the next man because they think that's what's cool and they think that's what's supposed to be said at that
Because
present time?
that's what's popping. Honestly, if you look at it in this industry, it's repetition. Like, you got Baby, he created a flow, and niggas jacking it. You got Blueface, he created a flow off beat, niggas was jacking it. You got Lil Baby and Gunna, because you really honestly got to say Lil Baby and Gunna are the same because they came up at the same time. If you really think about it, people jacking their flow, because you got Lil Baby, he's just I can walk on any beat. Then you got Gunna, I can flow on any beat, and I got drip. So now
Right,
everybody want to have drip. Everybody want to be able to walk on any beat, and all don't work that way. Then you got niggas who think that just because they rap fast, that they rap, but that don't work that way. Like,
right,
it was one point where I used to rap fast on everything, and I realized this shit is trash.
right, right,
Like
right,
real talk, I had to listen to myself. I listen to some. Even to this day, I can go back listen to some of my old songs that got 5,000 plays on SoundCloud. This, that, and the third on SoundCloud. And I'm like, this shit is trash. Like, the
right,
fuck was I doing? So it's like it's what's in. This was popping. This was hot. Is that repetition and that impersonation? Basically, if I can rap like this, man, then I'm good. Or
right.
yeah, like that's how a lot of people feel, and that's how a lot of people build up they credibility or their fan bases from copying and mimicking the next man. It's like, yeah.
Okay, okay. I feel you on that. So my next question. So, we got a lot of young and up and coming artists. Coming up. Whether you are hip hopper, whether you R&B, but advice wise, what advice do you have for all the young and up and coming players coming up in the game right now?
If your homie, and this is straight up because I don't, it happened to me. If your homie is your homie and he's not at your shows, at your shoots, at your when you in the studio, he's not in there making sure that you perfecting your craft. He's not on your ass like that. Anybody in your team, fuck just the homies. Anybody on your team, they not on your ass making sure you, even if you're not recording, but you doing a little freestyle video, or making sure your content on your page is pretty much to build your fans and stuff like that. If they not being supportive like they're supposed to be, kick them off your team straight up. Don't have nobody eating off your plate that ain't putting food up there for you. Don't bring negative energy around you because simple fact it's gonna fuck you up in the long run. Don't let nobody that's fake talking shit be around you because they really talking shit, just laughing it off. Um, and always give 100% and give 110 at the shows. Give 120 when you're doing your video shoots, and don't bring nobody to your video shoot who ain't gonna have the same energy you got. Cause anybody that's supporting you gonna be hyped for you. If they're not hyped with you, then they not really there for you. They envy you. And there's a lot of envious ass people out here, so really watch out for that shit. Keep your grass cut low. I say low, keep that bitch about bald, because that's how you gonna notice any and everything that ain't moving, how you moving.
Facts. I definitely feel that, and I definitely respect that. All right, I definitely feel that. So my next thing, when it comes to goals and aspirations, man, like what are your goals and your aspirations for 2021? Like, what have you set up in your mind to to accomplish this year in 20?
Well, I already know I ain't gonna get signed by the end of this year. If I do, that's a blessing, but that ain't really my main aspect. My main aspect is to get people to watch me. Cause 2020, I wanted to pretty much get familiar with dropping music and dropping videos. I did that. So now pretty much all I'm about to do is really take it up a notch and just get motherfuckers on my wave and actually rocking with how I am. Cause I don't picture myself to rap like a lot of these new people or even these older artists because simple fact. I switch up my flow too many times in my joint. Um, my imagery and my creativity is kind of different with the way that I word. I say I word my like a lot of people say like okay I could tell a story like Vaughn and stuff like that, but I just speak on how I feel and what I see and what I am. I don't really gotta fake nothing because that's what a lot of people do. They fake rap and that ain't good because then when people pressing you in public about what you rapping about, you gonna look sick. I done seen a lot of niggas who fake hood get stood up. So really, it's just all about keeping it 100. And main goal is to start actually accumulating a well-known fan base to like where I'm out here in the club, or I'm out here in the mall type shit, and like niggas just running at me like, oh my god, such and such like that. Like that'll be noticeable too. But really, just to be familiar with a lot of people. That's like my main goal is to get familiar.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this. So now, with you being in the position that you're in now, being an artist, do you feel at any point that this was something that was destined for you to do
Yep.
in your life? Feel like you had another dream or goal that you wanted to do, but it just didn't pan out the way that you thought.
Well, I mean, all right. While I was doing music, I played sports. I played basketball and football. I fucked my ankle up playing basketball, and I caught a real bad concussion playing football. So it was like that. That was it. So I couldn't do neither one of them. Music all I had. Um, and then I started getting like it started getting too easy. Like as
Mm-hmm.
far as rapping, it got too easy. Like my friends, my mom's really the reason why I call myself highly gifted. Like she made it that whole name. Just that alone really pretty much sparked my intuition to keep going with music. Like just having my mom's support, having my friends' support, and seeing where it got me. Cause Instagram that I had before this, I had like 4,000 followers. Right when I like hit the 5,000, it like, I lost everything. Like Instagram shut me down, but that shit ain't stopped me.
Okay. Okay. All right. So speaking on your name, highly gifted. You talk about, your sorry, buddy. You talk about your mom's giving you that name. So tell me, I,
You said what? Your
I said so. Speaking, huh?
your phone had broke up.
Oh, I said so. Speaking on your name, highly gifted. Talk to us a little bit about how that came about. Like, where did the name highly gifted come from?
All right, so me and the bros, we was freestyling, and my mom's just happened to walk in while I was saying my joint, and I pretty much said some corny joint using the words highly and gifted, and she pretty much said, "Oh, that's what you should call yourself, highly gifted." Then my friends they acted on like, "Oh, that's dope, that's hot." So because they said it and she said it and I liked it, that's pretty much where it came from. That's basically how that name was born. Then I got it stamped on me to make it official.
Okay, okay. I feel that. I feel that. All right, so now switching gears for a second. When it comes to collaborations and networking and building, man, what does it take for another artist to tap in with you and work with you and possibly get a collaboration or a feature of some sort?
You gotta be serious, really. You gotta have that same motive that all artists got when they do their music. Like that joint gotta beat your heart for you. Like that joint gotta run through your bloodstream. You feel me? Like you can't be a part-time artist and then want to work with me because I don't got time for that. Like I don't got time for artists who say, "Oh, I want a feature. I send you my price, or I'll tell you how much it is to get on this song, or I'll tell you what my qualifications are for you to get on the song." And it's all nah, this and third. Cause it's like, what do you expect from other people? You feel me?
Right,
Like they gonna charge 10 times, 20 times more than what I'm charging. You feel me?
right,
And
right.
it's like get in while I'm on the ground floor. Cause when I surpass and I start to pass all these other niggas that's famous and they gonna start, cause a lot of this shit that's going on in today is gonna get old. Feel me? Like a lot of niggas ain't gonna constantly listen to trap music all their life, or they're not gonna listen to drill music all their life. You got some niggas that will, but
True.
not everybody want to listen about fucking this bitch or fucking that bitch or I robbed that nigga or I done killed this nigga.
Right.
Like it's gonna get old sooner or later. So if you want to work, be ready to work. That's like my main thing. Don't play.
Okay. Okay, I feel that. I feel that. So now, let me ask you this. So when it comes to, you know, you as a person, man, like, what is it about you that makes you stand out, makes you so unique from everybody else?
Uh, I don't talk a lot, but I smile a lot. Like I can laugh all day. A lot of people say I'm mean because before they find like actually talk to get to know me, I mean mug. I have a natural mean mug. I have a natural straight face, so I'm very antisocial. That makes sense
Okay,
because
that makes sense.
people don't like my face, so I'm antisocial.
Okay, okay. All right. So now, with that being said, when it comes to your family and and kids and things of that nature, man, being in the position that you are, like, how does it feel to know that you have people like your family and kids that that can help back you up and help what I'm saying, keep you motivated from day to day.
Shit, I remember I walked in the house one day. My girl, she was playing one of my songs that I did a video to. She was playing it, and my daughter came out the back room like da 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 da, like like pretty much dancing to the song. Um, to like have my daughter to be able to dance to my music and actually enjoy it, or to have my girl singing my music and stuff like that. Like that's what keeps me going. Like outside all this fan shit, I don't really give a fuck about having a heavy fan base because I make music for me first and like my family second. And if I get you to like it on the way, hey, that's dope. Enjoy the journey. But if you don't, hey, I ain't ask you to come here anyway.
Right. I feel that. I feel that. All right. So now, man. So I want to kind of switch gears a little bit again because now I want to kind of get into something along the lines of social media. Social media has become a very, very huge platform for everybody all around the world. So how do you feel like social media has taken over for you and has helped boost you up in a way?
Um, it has, it has, I can say it's hindered me at times. There's been times where I've gotten into social media fights, like stupid ass internet drama.
Damn.
Yo, hey, they floated whoever that was. But
Damn.
yeah, I feel
But go
like
ahead.
I feel like social media is good and bad for your career because you can get in one small incident and you got bloggers, got
Right.
people who blow it up and make it something that it's not, make it 10 times worse than what it's not. Then you got certain people who see your accomplishments and they will diminish your accomplishments. They'll
That's
try to
true.
credit you for your accomplishments, like, oh, you did this, but I also seen this person do it better, type shit. So it's like there's times where social media can like it fucks with you mentally, it can fuck with your emotions, but then it can also build you up because like you can drop something and you see your views just start to skyrocket, or you see your followers just start to skyrocket, and it's like you start to like pretty much take all that in, and it's like you get happy and all of that. But humble yourself because the same way it go up, it can go down. So it's like social media, it has its highs and it has its lows. Overall, it's still social media.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this. So now, what's been the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten in your life?
Um, it was from my sister before she passed. She said she told me basically, um, don't give up because you're gonna be a star.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
like that was like our last talk, was talking about my music, and because I was about to give up, I was about to quit it because I won't get in where I felt like I needed to be. I felt like I won't being seen by who I needed to be seen by.
Mm-hmm.
And she pretty much like she pulled me to the side. We had like an hour and a half talk about it. Like she was basically like my co-advisor type joint. Like she was like my coach, like my little young coach type joint. And last thing she said was pretty much don't quit, don't give up, cause you can get somewhere. She gonna take a lot of hard work, but you're gonna be a star. Last thing she said was I'm gonna be a star. So I took that in, and I just was like, all right, and I've been writing, pretty much just been pushing it since.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: whenever you do make it to that, whenever you do make it to the top, because you will, are you going to be one of those stars that, you know, you're the friendly type where people can walk up to you, you know, and you know, say y'all, you know, y'all speak or whatever, or are you more reserved, quiet to yourself, to your, you know, so you say
I
to
mean,
y'all?
I'm already quite reserved to myself, but I'm also friendly. Like, I don't mind having a conversation with anybody, but just don't approach me on no goofy shit. You feel me? Like, cause you got some of these niggas who be approaching niggas that don't like just because. Like, all right, here's an example. Here's a perfect example. So, Meek was beefing with Drake. Some niggas that didn't even know Drake but knew Meek basically was basically trolling Drake, or like the 6ix9ine Lil
True,
Durk situation. You got
true,
niggas that don't even know Dirk trolling Dirk in public or trolling 6ix9ine in public. Well, everybody gonna troll him, but just
right.
the simple fact that you got niggas that don't even know you personally that have the confidence to come up to you to your face and say off the wall shit. So to the niggas who want to try that off the wall shit, I hope you can fight and I hope you pack it. Cause if I don't get you, my security gonna get you. Cause I don't got time for it. Now you come to me on some humble, cause I'm a humble dude. I don't mind the conversation. I don't even mind you getting a picture. But just respect me and I'm gonna respect you. I always offer respect before I get disrespect. Cause once I get disrespectful, I'm not gonna give a fuck. Just that simple.
Facts, facts. Okay. So that's so now I want to play a game, you know, and it's called rapid fire questions. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. Within them 5 questions, you gotta give me the first answer that comes to your mind.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready? All
Yeah.
right. First question. First question. Favorite movie.
Friday.
Favorite singer.
Billie Holiday.
Favorite food.
Pizza.
Favorite destination place.
Arcade.
And favorite TV show.
Saved by the Bell.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you passed that with flying colors. All right. So my next thing, as we get to wrap it up, my last 2 questions I have for you, man. So when this is all over, when it's all said and done, you know, what is it about your career that you want people to remember you by?
Um, well, three things. I ain't lying nothing I wrote. Like, this right here goes on I'm saying. I ain't lying nothing I wrote and I kept it real. The ones who deserve something from me got what they deserve, good or bad. Um, and I did what I needed to do.
Okay. Okay. So you know, before anything else pops off, what can we be expected from you, highly gifted, you know, for the rest of this year? What could we be on the lookout for? What could we get ready to, you know, to be in tune for?
I know for sure I'm dropping 3 tracks. This month I got Mission coming at the end of the month. I got Ops Down that's coming at the end of this week, and I got Fantasy that's coming in the next week. Uh, I'm shooting a video of the Fantasy next week on the beach, so any of the ladies that want to pop out, be sure to pop out. We're gonna be shooting Mission the first week next week in Miami for spring break. And we got a lot of shit coming this summer. A lot
Okay.
coming this summer.
All right, I feel that. So, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we wrap this thing on up that people need, that you feel like people need to know?
Fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna fuck with me, then I'm gonna fuck with you. That's
That part. That part. All right. So, real quick, let the people know where they can follow you and where they can tap in with you at.
shit. You can follow me on the gram, HighlyGifted19 all together. Add me on Twitter, HighlyGifted19. Add me on the Snap, Nakia NEKIA _ McDonald. Add me on the book at Highly Gifted. And look for me on Apple Music, Highly Gifted. Anywhere, I'm on all platforms.
All right. Well, with that being said, my brother, highly gifted dog, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the platform. It was a pleasure getting the chance to sit back and just take it all in, listen to you, and be able to learn a little bit about you. And I'm definitely gonna bring you back again because there's a lot more that we can get into regarding your music and other things. So definitely make sure you stay on the lookout for that. But with that being said, bro, we appreciate you. And this, guys, this has been my time. This is the one and only Honcho J23 with the homie
All right.
Hot Gifted right here on Independent Scene the podcast. We appreciate you for tuning in with us and chopping it up, taking it in with us, and we'll see you guys next time on another edition. All right. We
All
out.
right, no problem.